Lots of people wouldn't have gone to court for this specific misfilings of business records. They
Right.
wouldn't have gone to the trouble of going to the courts. Not many people get done in America for this. But they've gone after Trump on what is the most minor of the cases. There are many more coming up. The one in Georgia about vote rigging is much worse than this. I just fear that it's going to boost Trump, and I don't want to see Trump. I want to see the bigger picture here, and that's Trump not getting re-elected in November. And I fear that actually the way they're going after him in the courts, this lawfare, it's going to actually aid Trump.
Guys, we have to talk about Donald Trump. Oh, yes, we do. This week, Donald Trump was convicted on all 34 counts to do with falsifying business records to commit electoral fraud. He probably won't go to jail, we think, but he's extremely cross anyway. He's expected to be sentenced to whatever 4 days before being named as the Republican candidate, which is bonkers. Outside court, he didn't just say he was an innocent man, but a very innocent man. Nobody has been more innocent. He called it unfair, rigged, corrupt. He blamed Joe Biden, George Soros, and everybody else. He probably blamed me, but I didn't hear that bit. Nabil, what do you think? Look, Donald Trump's whole thing is, I am facing a politically motivated legal onslaught, and it's unfair. It's the most unfair. It's never happened before. Is he right, do you think?
Absolutely. This is clearly all an attempt of the shape-shifting transgender penguin and the deep state to frame a good man. I can't believe they're doing my guy like they did to...
Come on, keep going. You managed not to crack up for a really long time there. You can do this.
No, this is they're doing him like they did Al Capone, another very, very great American businessman, wrongly accused. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm a fan. I'm as much a fan of a scam and some freestyle accounting as the next man. But trying to pass an affair as a business expense is wild. Like, that is amazing. Even for, I just think it's not that everything this man has been accused of and has done. This is what they get. This is the aha moment.
It does kind of sum him up.
It makes a difference.
Do you think it will? Do you think it will make a difference? I mean, because
absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because the people that don't like him, like, we told you so. We're not surprised. And the people that do like him, like much like right wingers here, they stick by their guy. They're going to be like, well, this is clearly the Illuminati and the UFOs and the vegan dinosaurs trying to take our guy down. It's the deep state. I mean, there's people in the U.S. Senate that actually follow QAnon. Remember QAnon?
Of course. Yeah.
Exactly. Do you really think that do you think they're going to let a little bit of fact and logic get in their way of what they're doing? Absolutely not. Donald Trump, this is just a mild annoyance for him. But at best, he's going to come out of this absolutely unscathed politically.
Yeah, if not sort of benefiting. Grant, the kind of the suggestion that which he keeps doing, not suggestion, the allegation that the legal woes he faces are all politically motivated. The point was made earlier this morning on Times Radio, on the breakfast show, that actually the political impact that you can see at the moment is the fact that he's not in cuffs already. That's where the politics are at play, and yet huge numbers of Americans probably do agree with him. It is far from impossible, and some say more likely than not, that he gets elected despite this.
Well, the district attorney who ran on this said that he was running on his platform to get Trump, and now he's got Trump. So it does look entirely politically motivated. I don't think many people understand the kind of intricacies of a misdemeanor via felony. I certainly don't. But something feels off. And I'm worried that it's going to aid Donald Trump. I dislike Donald Trump, but I think a lot of people will look at this saying that why are they scared of facing him at the ballot box? It looks like they're going after him in the courts rather than during the election. Yeah. And I'm worried that this will aid Trump. Trump will then get in power, and he will use the courts in an even worse way than the Democrats are doing right now.
But I mean, he did do this stuff.
Yes,
he has been convicted on 34 counts.
I completely trust that the jury system worked. I think the courts were absolutely right. I just think whether it should have actually gone to the courts in the first place. That's what I question.
But again, that's almost like sort of the opposite, because it's only politics that could have prevented it from going to the courts in the first place. That is what political interference in the judicial system looks like. If you have people going, because this guy's a powerful political figure, it would be too damaging and divisive to put him on trial. That'd be awful.
But a lot of people wouldn't have gone to court for this specific misfilings of business records. They wouldn't have gone to the trouble of going to the courts. Not many people get done in America for this. But they've gone after Trump on what is the most minor of the cases. There are many more coming up. The one in Georgia about vote vote rigging is much worse than this.
Mm-hmm.
I just fear that it's going to boost Trump, and I don't want to see Trump. I want to see the bigger picture here, and that's Trump not getting re-elected in November. And I fear that actually the way they're going after him in the courts, this lawfare, it's going to actually aid Trump.
Right, interesting. That's a very nuanced perspective. Do you, Nabil? Do you see? I mean, what do you see happening in the U.S. election? Do you see a sort of a President Trump
getting re-elected?
And then will he be president for life?
Yep, he's going to become the emperor of the United States of America, and he's going to rule the world. And it's going to happen.
Well, that's
Donald Trump is coming back in a big way.
Well, sorry, go on.
Exactly, because Biden, right now is not. He's not lived up to what a lot of people expected, and his sentiments on what's happening right now in Gaza and stuff hasn't made him popular with his own demographic that voted it. And Donald Trump is going to come in saying the right things, whether or not he'll do them. He'll say the right things to win over people who are disenfranchised with Biden. A lot of young voters are going to turn to Trump.
Do you think so?
And 100%. I'm already seeing it now on social. Like, I'm seeing unprecedented amounts of Black Americans saying they're pro-Trump now.
But I mean, on Gaza, I mean, Trump is much more pro-Israel than Biden. Like hugely more. He's a sort of unqualified supporter of Israel, right?
He is. But that's the thing about these people. Like the moment people don't like you, even not necessarily voting for Trump, right? But just not voting for whoever's opposing him because they don't believe in him is enough for Trump to win. And Trump, the thing is, knowing him, he might switch around. He might lie. I mean, I'm sure he's done that before at some point. He might lie and say he's going to bring them in and start a ceasefire. He'll say he doesn't have the burden of being morally.
That's the thing.
So, you can't beat someone like that. You can't, unless you are willing to get your hands dirty too. I see Trump winning. I genuinely see Trump winning.
I think there's something really interesting about the preference that it's possible for some people to have for somebody with whom they nakedly disagree over with somebody who's kind of equivocating closer to their position and won't quite commit to it, which I guess is perhaps the problem that sort of Biden has with a lot of young people.